Right, in these cupboards here is the collection of Leo Grindon. Now, whereas Charles Bailey and Cosmo Melville mostly collected plants from the wild, and they were mostly interested in the distribution of plants around the globe. So as the climate got warmer, the species that lived in the climate changed, and that's what they were interested in. So because of that, for a single species, Charles Bailey and Cosmo Melville would collect as many examples from as many different places as they possibly could. So for one species, say for the daisy, we will have between 50 and 100 specimens. Leo Grindon's approach was quite different. He was interested primarily in plants that were grown in gardens and greenhouses, and he was also interested in teaching people about them. So his herbarium is just one or two examples of each species, plus any information that he could find out about that species. So I'll show you what I mean over here. This is a typical Leo Grindon box. Here we are. So these are gentians. If I open the folder here, you can see that for this gentian, as well as the specimens, which are under there, he has also got illustrations, which he has cut out from various botanical journals and books. Yeah, here's another one, very nice, 1892, from Mr. Legg. So in this way, Leo Grindon was compiling a database of information about the specimens that he could put in his books or talk about in his lectures. Now, as well as the Leo Grindon collection, down in these cupboards down here, we have our collection of algae, which is mostly in the form of seaweeds. And I can show you an algae specimen here. Although the specimen here itself is not particularly impressive, this was collected by a botanist based at the University of Manchester called Kathleen Drew. And she became very famous for working out the life cycle of porphyra, which is also called nori, which they use in sushi. And in Japan, they were having problems with the nori industry in that their stocks were not being replenished. And Kathleen Drew Baker, working here in Manchester, worked out that half the life of nori was in the form of a seaweed like this, and then the other half the time it lives as a little tiny squidgy thing on a shell. And what was happening was, because of some coastal defences being put into place in Japan, the shells were getting washed out, and so was the other half of the life cycle of the nori seaweed. So once she elucidated that, then the Japanese seaweed industry could make amends, and all was well again.